Welcome back up on the mountain today. I think we're going to tackle the battery situation on our camper. It came from the dealership with one lead acid deep cycle battery. We're going to swap that out for 2 lithiums. There are a couple things we need to do first. Unhook from shore power. We do not want the battery charger on while we hook up the batteries. Next thing we need to do is somehow get these janky straps undone. Oh, come on, janky strap. There's one. Yeah, we got to go to the other side to get the other one. And janky strap number 2. Come on, janky strap. Get out of there. All right, now with the straps off, we should be able to get the battery box off. Perfect. It would probably be easier doing this with 2 hands instead of 1, but I have to hold the camera, so we'll deal. Now, usually when working with batteries, I like to disconnect the negative first. And the reason for that is if I ever touch like the frame or anything on the trailer or an airplane or a car, while you're unhooking the negative, nothing happens. But if you do that with the positive cable, well, it could spark or do something unexpected. So it looks like we have 2 negative cables. Get those out of the way. And now we can come over here and work on the positive cable and not worry too much about causing any sparks. Oh, come on. So they put this red grease on here to keep anything from corroding. Probably should have taken a paper towel and wiped it off first because it is messy stuff. All right, we're taking a quick pit stop to wipe my fingers off because they're all nasty now. Next step is to hoist this battery out of the battery box. Now this lead acid battery is about 50 pounds, actually about 48. So it looks like the old battery is a Group 24M, which is a marine RV battery. Looks like it's a deep cycle. And let's see what it shows up here on the top. It's definitely a 81 amp hour is what it says right here. It does have 690 cranking amps, but we're not going to crank start anything, so that's okay. The new lithium batteries are also 100 amp hours, so they're a little bit bigger than the other one. It is a lithium iron phosphate deep cycle battery. Definitely want to get the lithium iron phosphate. I don't know why. Now, using 2 batteries, I did have to get some little jumper cables because we're going to hook these together in parallel. And by hooking them up in parallel, we double our amp hours to 200 amp hours, and we still have the 12.8 volts. Perfect. First step is to get these back in the battery box. Now, since they're only 21 pounds each, they're a lot easier to deal with. And if my measurements were correct, they should pretty much just fall right in there. More perfecter. Now I was looking through my toolbox and I just happened to have some red tape. So we're going to go ahead and mark one of these with a red end on it. Typically I wouldn't worry about it because, well, we know what we're doing. But since the tape was just laying there, we might as well do it. Now it's definitely more important now than ever to not mess up on these cables, because if I happen to arc them together, wow, that would be bad. And in fact, we may go ahead and just do this off camera, just so I don't mess it up with one hand, because we got to hook this black cable up here. We also got to hook it up over there with the original grounds. And we need to hook the red cable up here, loop it around to over there with the original positives. So I'm going to do this off camera really quick. I'm going to do the red positive cables first and then the negatives, and then I'll show you guys what we ended up doing. And one slight modification I had to make was get some slightly longer screws. This is the original one that came with the batteries, which is fine for hooking up one terminal, but when you try to put these things together in parallel, plus put the terminals on, the screws are just too short. Another recommendation while you're hooking up these jumper wires, make sure to just cover the other end with a piece of blue painter's tape. And that'll give you a little bit of peace of mind that you're not going to arc it on something whenever you're trying to connect this end. All right, so that does it for the wiring here up front. We have a negative wire from that side coming across and hooking to this negative. We have all the existing inverter and I guess chassis frame grounds right there. Then we have this red wire going from red over here into this side. And then the inverter positive is going here. Now we just got to put the battery cover back on, get those silly straps hooked up, and then we got to move inside and do some other setup. All right, now we're inside the camper. First thing we notice is that the WeRV says the battery is 100% charged. We know that's probably not right because lithium batteries are usually shipped at about 60% charge. Also back here we have the GoPower solar controller. We need to get this thing set up correctly. And I don't know what that is. Right now it's on flooded battery, so we want to go... All right, looks like our choices are AGM, which this is not. That's an absorbed glass mat battery. Flooded, that's what we took out. Or that sealed lead acid, that's not us. Then it has a flooded, which is what we took out. And LFP, so we're going to think that that means lithium. And we'll say that that's good. The only other thing we need to set up is our shore power charge controller, but it says that it is lead acid lithium auto detect. I'm not sure if it is or not, but we're going to go ahead and plug in the shore power and see what happens. Perfect. All right, back in the camper again. So it has a blue light and a red light. I guess we're just going to let it auto detect. Up here on the solar charge controller, looks like 81 degrees Fahrenheit, 13.6 volts, 1.1 amps. I don't know if that means that's how much solar is going into the battery or how many amps are coming out of the battery. We don't know. The WeRV panel still says battery charge is good, charged. So I think what we're going to do is go have lunch, maybe a beer or two, hope the camper doesn't burn itself to the ground, and come back and check it later. So that's going to do it for my GeoPro 19FD change from lead acid battery to lithium. Should work good. You guys get outside, do something fun, come back and tell me about it.